Back courtside here in Newark, New Jersey at the WEC, where the Highlanders start 1-0 in ASUN conference play, getting the big victory by the score of 98-87. And now with that, we bring in the man, the myth, and legend, really, especially with that beautiful new jacket you were wearing on the sidelines today. This is top assistant Jeff Rafferty. Congratulations on the win today.
Thanks. I thought we played really well. The kids competed, and we're up for the challenge, and that's a good way to start conference play. There's no question about it.
I thought you were going to say thanks. I like the jacket, too. It's brand new for Christmas.
I tell you what, that is a special jacket. That was a present from the wife, and I wanted something that would match the Raff Report logo, so that's about as close as we could get.
She did a great job. She nailed it. Kind of like the team did today. Playing without Abdul Lewis, you knew there were going to be some inherent challenges. But really the first thing that led to the success today was when the freshmen came off the bench, and the freshmen I'm referring to, Shondell Jones and Zach Kickwell, at one point had 11 straight points.
Yeah, those two gave us great juice in the first half off the bench and really got us going. But it was really a total team effort. Like, Mohamed Bendari stepped up, you know, and really was an anchor defensively, rebounded the ball. And he had 9 assists and no turnovers, and I'm sure you're going to get to that. But we'll talk about that when you want to talk about that. But Riley Walsh was 5 for 8 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and he was. I thought those two guys really got us going. And then the freshmen, obviously, when they came in the game and scored those 11 points, we were able to extend the lead a little bit.
Let's get back to Bendari. You're right. Obviously, that was going to be on my checklist of things to check in with here on the Raff Report. You know, he started to play pretty well as the season's gone on, getting a few more minutes here and there. There was a game where Ab Lewis was in foul trouble. There was the game, obviously, in Brown when he got hurt. He's looked like a different guy, a guy that is a little bit more in control of what he's doing out there. What's been the difference with Mohamed?
Well, he did an excellent job during the offseason of getting himself in much better shape. If you looked at today's game, to be honest with you, we didn't know whether Abdul was going to be able to go or not, you know, until this morning. So Mohamed stepped up to personnel-wise. This wasn't a great game for him to start in. You know what I mean? They have those two big guys they bring off the bench, but they're essentially playing 3 guards and 2 forwards. So we were concerned, but he's earned his keep. So we had the opportunity to start, and we were ready to go to the bench if the matchup was an issue. But I thought he did a heck of a job, you know, starting on Carson Smith, and then when they did go to the bench with the bigs, he could body them up.
9 assists, though. I mean, he was 2 shy from the program record. He's a big man. He's the 5.
With no turnovers. We did a great job against their matchup zone moving the ball, and a lot of times, you know, it was him getting the ball either in the high post or more often in the short corner. And you know, we got the ball to the short corner. We did a great job of diving and then filling on the perimeter. And Mohamed did a great job finding those guys. You know, one thing that maybe goes a little bit unnoticed is Abdul Lewis and Mohamed Bendari are both excellent passers from the post. So, you know, he stepped up. Again, a total team effort. Like Anthony Tark, I mean, we've had a great second half, 21 points. You could go right down the line. Taj Price stepping up again, and you know, it was just a great team effort.
Tark's funny because there have been some games where either he doesn't have as many opportunities like today, or maybe some games where the shot's not falling in the first half, but it seems to me something happens in the second half where he gets into a different mode, and he's had a lot of second halves this year where now the shots are falling, now the drives are there, and obviously today that was the big reason why we separated from the Spartans.
Right. Well, I think, again, we did a great job moving the ball and sharing the ball. And you know, we found some holes in their offense, and we made some shots early. You know, we were whatever we were in the first half, 8 for 14 from 3, so that loosened up the zone a little bit, and then he was able to get really aggressive in the second half.
Whoever had the scout was well prepared for this game because the Highlanders had a really good plan for attack. Let me ask you this. Obviously, there were the tough 2 losses on the road, but now that you start a new season, as you guys say in the business,
right,
and you're 1-0 in the more important games, conference play, is that all now a forgotten thing?
You know what? You can sit here, and as coaches, I think you linger on the losses a lot longer than the players, and that's fine, to be honest with you, because we need the guys to move on a little bit. Those 2 are really bitter pills to swallow, but you get into conference play, and at this level, that's what it's all about. And you know, I've thought a lot about the last 2 games up until this morning, and you know, again, I think it's time to move on and you know, win conference games. That's in the past.
Yeah, these guys played like it was opening day, and, and it was in the sense of the conference season, putting up 98 points. Before I let you go, we got a trip to Florida. I don't know if it's going to be as warm as we would want it to be when we head down to Stetson and Florida Gulf Coast, but early on, you know, a couple of tall orders there. Talk a little bit about your feelings as we prepare for that 2-game road trip.
Well, I can tell you this. It's going to be a lot warmer in Florida as it is here in Newark, New
Can it be
Jersey.
any
So
colder? I couldn't
anything is progress. We're looking forward to that. We'll get back to work on that. Tonight, tomorrow. We're going to play two very good teams. I mean, every game is going to be a war in this league. Obviously, Florida Gulf Coast and Lipscomb are, the two teams that are supposed to run away with it in the league. But we got a long conference season in front of us. Everybody's competitive. We were picked to finish, dead last. I got a tough time believing that's going to happen. And USC Upstate tonight, Stetson on third. I mean, these teams are all good. They're all talented, very good cards in the league, and a lot of long athletes up front.
Well, I would agree with you about the earlier comment. I mean, the Highlanders obviously have some new players, so maybe the coaches and media couldn't prognosticate how guys like Shondell Jones and Zach Cooks and DeAndre Wilson would improve this team, but it is working. It's been a terrific effort to kind of progress with this young team, and congratulations now on the results by starting 1-0, and go enjoy that first conference win here today.
Thanks, appreciate it, Matt.
And by the way, he did look sharp. That jacket, compliments to the Mrs. Rafferty. All right, that is head coach Jeff, or assistant head coach, top assistant Jeff Rafferty. I'm flustered because I was so jealous of the gear. I'm Matt Province. Thanks so much for watching this edition of the Raff Report.